Hello and welcome to Big Orbit's Cardfight Vanguard weekly update. My name is James and today I'll be going through the cards showing throughout the past 7 days. This week there are a lot of cards to go through, but starting off for Link Joker we have Hailing Deleter Alba. He's a RR grade 2 with continuous rearguard circle during the battle that they attacked Vanguard. If Hailing Deleter Elro is on rearguard circle, this unit gets plus 4000 power. And he also has auto drop zone. When your Hailing Deleter Elro is placed on rearguard circle, costs Soul Blast 1 and call this card to rearguard circle. This recovery skill is really nice and rare in Vanguard outside of Grand Blue, and we've only really seen it in Narukami before. But as for Hailing Deleter Elro, he is another RR grade 2 with auto rearguard circle. When its attack hits Vanguard, if Hailing Deleter Alba is on rearguard circle, cost counterblast 1, choose one of your opponent's rearguards and bind it face down. Another on-hit bind hurts a bit, but yet again, these are delete better chance than any of hitting the Vanguard. His second skill is Auto Drop Zone. When your Hailing Deleter Alba is placed on rearguard circle, cost counterblast 1 and call this unit to rearguard circle. So this unit also gets the skill, which makes these two really flexible. Also, you can guard with these cards and then bring them back later for a nice little plus. Penetrate Deleter Iggy is a grade 3 with the first ability of Auto Rearguard Circle. When it attacks Vanguard, cost retire another rearguard in the same column as this unit. And this unit gets plus 4000 power until the end of the turn for each grade of the unit retired for this cost. If it was 8000 or more, choose one of your opponent's rearguards and bind it face down. Elro and Elba help this card out by bringing the one back from the drop zone, being behind this card. Yet again, it's nice to have options to bind without counterblasting or soul blasting, but we'll likely see Greyon and Greydol as the main grade 3s of the deck, so it's unclear if we'll have space for Iggy in the deck. Opener of Dark Gates is a RR grade 1 with auto rearguard circle when placed. If your opponent has 2 or less rearguards, cost Soul Blast 1. Look at top of your deck, call one card with grade less or equal to your opponent's Vanguard from among them to rearguard circle, and put the rest of the bottom of the deck in any order. A very odd skill for Link Joker, but with their self-retiring, this would help deleters out a fair bit. And with superior calling, better retiring, and delete, Link Joker are shaping up to be a very strong clan. Speaking of self-retiring, we have Embroil Deleter Jirga. Its skill is auto rearguard circle when placed, cost counterblast 1 and retire another rearguard. Bind all of your opponent's rearguards in the same column as this unit face down. A fairly cheap cost to bind 2 rearguards, especially with Opener of Dark Gates. For a common, this is very strong, but the problem occurs that counterblasts are needed to delete, so it may be best to run this card in the cyber side of Link Joker. Lemaitre Code Dragon is a grade 2 with auto rearguard circle guardian circle when placed. If you have more rearguards than your opponent, costs Soul Blast 1, and this unit gets plus 10,000 power and plus 10,000 shield till the end of turn. The soul is pretty well used in deleters, but as this card is a cyber dragon, this would probably work well for Schwarzshield. The one card that does help deleters with their soul is Manipulator of Gravity Field. He's a grade 1 with only 6000 power, but has the useful ability of Act Rearguard Circle. If your opponent has 2 or less rearguards, cost put this unit into the soul, and 3 of your units get plus 4000 power until the end of the turn. The power is nice, but the soul is what's important here. It's a -1, but to keep the deck running it's worth it, and it's the best option that we've seen for deleters so far. Nordstrom Dragon is a grade 3 without a gift, and has the skill Auto Rearguard Circle when placed. If you have a Cyber Dragon Vanguard, choose one of your opponent's grade 2 rearguards, bind it face down, then cost retire this unit, and countercharge 1. So the reason this card doesn't have a gift is because it's not supposed to stick around, and has great potential in Schwarzshield, allowing you to continue, and this could be a sign that they don't want deleters to have the countercharge as delete so strong. One Wheel of Galaxy Cosmo Chaplet, another, is also a grade 1 perfect guard that comes with the trial deck. There are a lot of Dark Regulars shown this week. To start off, we have the VR King of Masks Dantarian. He has the first one, use Vanguard Circle. When you are calling Guardians, you may even call grade 2 or greater cards from your soul. The second skill is a lot more useful with Auto Vanguard Circle. When your opponent's rearguard is retired during your turn, you may soul charge 2. And the last skill is Auto Vanguard Circle. When a grade 2 or greater card is put into the soul due to an ability of a card, 3 of your rearguards get plus 5000 power until the end of the turn. This could build up very if you're lucky with blind soul charging, and things like Gwyn the Ripper will likely see more play now, as he works with Dantarian's playstyle a lot more than Death Anchor. A good news support card for Dantarian is the RR grade 2 Flirtatious Succubus. Her first ability is Auto Rearguard Circle. At the end of the battle that it attacked Vanguard, cost put this unit into your soul, choose one of your opponent's rearguards and retire it. Because this card is a grade 2, it will activate Dantarian's second and third abilities. She also has Act Soul, cost counterblast 1 and discard a card from your hand and return this card to your hand. So you can use this direct support over and over for as long as you can pay for it. The timing is a bit awkward because she misses out on the power buff, and because Dantarian will also soul charge, there's a chance you get more than one instance of the power up through her alone. Dimension Creeper is a RRR grade 1 with continuous rearguard circle. If you have a grade 3 card in your soul, this unit gets plus 5000 power. A 13k grade 1 is nothing to sniff at, and has act soul cost can put this unit into the bottom of your deck, and you may soul charge 3. Soul charge 3 is big for Dantarian. Of course, you're only plus 2ing in the soul, but Dantarian doesn't care about the amount of cards in your soul. For more retire support, we have the grade 1 Direful Noise. His skill is auto rearguard circle. When the attack it boosted hits Vanguard cost, put this unit into your soul. Choose one of your opponent's rearguards and retire it. Yet again, it misses timings, but for no counterblast, this is very nice, especially as the field will be powering up well anyway, so it increases the chances of this unit's attack hitting. Silhouette Tracker is a grade 2 and has auto rearguard circle. When your opponent's rearguard is retired during your turn, cost counterblast 1, soul charge 1, and this unit gets plus 10,000 power until the end of the turn. This is powerful, but whether it will be worth the counterblast is unclear, as Dantarian may be doing enough to support the power of the deck. If you feel counterblasts are getting a bit too much in Dark Irregulars, we do have the grade 2 Familiar of Water. Her skill is auto rearguard circle once per turn. When your opponent's rearguard is retired during your turn, if the number of cards in your soul is 10 or more, countercharge 1. This is incredibly useful for Dark Irregulars to get, and it doesn't even need to be retired through an effect. The problem would be keeping her alive from turn to turn, as this is the prime target for your opponent to retire. Alluring Succubus is a great little support card. She's a grade 1 with Act, Rearguard Circle, cost counterblast 1 and put this unit into your soul. Look at 7 cards from the top of your deck, reveal up to 2 grade 3s from among them, put up to 1 of them into your hand, and put 1 into the soul, and shuffle. This is naturally good in any build to try and avoid soul charging all the grade 3s, but this becomes especially good with getting Death Anchor into your soul for a little rewrite ability. Buzzfinder of Wind is an odd card. He's grade 1 with auto rearguard circle. When your drive check reveals a trigger unit, you may put it into the soul. If you do, soul charge 2. The soul charge does give a good advantage for build up, but you will lose hand size, as well as missing out on big shield values from the triggers. Awful Nail is a grade 2 with auto Vanguard circle, rearguard circle. When placed, soul charge 1, and if the number of cards in your soul is 5 or more, this unit gets plus 5000 power until the end of the turn. This isn't a fantastic card and it doesn't achieve much, as the power isn't much either. The best thing with this card is the chance that you soul charge a grade 2, but the likelihood of that happening is very unlikely and there are better options for getting a better chance of getting that grade 2. We have a trio of cards for Dark Irregulars, starting with the grade 3 Cuticle Killer Milche. She has no gift and her skill is auto Vanguard Circle. When it attacks, cost counterblast 1 and discard a card. Call a Cuticle Assassin Sabina and Cuticle Breaker Pavra from your soul to rearguard circle. And this unit gets plus 5000 power until the end of the turn. This is a very unusual skill for Dark Irregulars. Though moving on to the other 2 cards, we have the grade 2 Cuticle Assassin Sabina. Her skill is very simple and it is continuous rearguard circle. If your Vanguard is Cuticle Killer Milche, this unit gets plus 1 critical. To help her out a bit, we also get the grade 1 Cuticle Breaker Pavra. Her skill is another simple one with continuous rearguard circle. If your Vanguard is Cuticle Killer Milche, this unit gets plus 10,000 power. These 3 are kind of strong, but without the gift marker they won't be seeing much play. The budget option is nicer. Moving on from Dark Irregulars, we have Murakumo. First up is the RR grade 3 Stealth Fiend Molotessa Villain. His skill is auto Vanguard Circle, rearguard circle. When its attack does not hit, if you have 3 or more rearguards, cost counterblast 1. Search your deck for up to 1 card with the same card name as one of your units, reveal it, put it into your hand, and shuffle your deck. This works well with both Shiryuki and Mandala Lord. It's probably best with Shiryuki as it continues the guarding skill, but for Mandala, if you are stuck without Mandala Lord but have Magai Mandala on rearguard circle, then you can search for Mandala Lord by selecting Magai Mandala with Molotessa's skill. Stealth Fiend Midnight Crow is another good card for Mandala Lord. He's a RR grade 2 with auto Vanguard Circle, rearguard circle. When placed from hand, cost counterblast 1 and soul blast 1. Search your deck for up to 1 card with the same card name as your Vanguard, call it to rearguard circle and shuffle your deck. Naturally, having as many Mandala Lords or cards that borrow his name as possible is good for the end game and for the final push. You could also fit this in Shiryuki's deck, but with him using up the soul, it could be pushing the resources thin. Covert Demonic Dragon Danzatsu's Anarch is a grade 3 without a gift marker, but makes up for it with the skill of continuous Vanguard Circle, rearguard circle. All your rearguards with the same card name as your Vanguard get plus 5000 power. He also has auto rearguard circle when placed from your deck. This unit gets plus 5000 power until the end of the turn. Not sure how likely you are to get this out through skills, as you would like multiples of this card because of the huge power boost, but you don't want to run the risk of riding this card. Still, just having 2 on the field will make all your rear guards with Mandala Lord in their card name plus 10,000 power. We also have the grade 1 Stealth Beast Metamorphox. His skill is auto rearguard circle. When placed, you may change the card name of this unit to the card name of one of your other units until the end of turn. Only getting it for the end of the turn really hurts. But if you have to ride Dansetsu, this card is flexible to give himself the name of Dansetsu to have the power boost. Still, it's nice to have more options for rear guards who take the name of Mandala Lord. Bangasa Stealth Rogue Sukarok is a grade 1 with the skill of auto rearguard circle at the end of the battle that your other unit attacked. If that unit is on an additional rearguard circle, cost counterblast 1, and you may exchange this unit's position with that unit's. With Shiryuki's skill, this can be deadly, as it would essentially gain plus 20,000 power. Counterblast shouldn't be too much of a problem in Shiryuki build either, so you can probably safely fit this card in there. For a little more Shiryuki support, we have Stealth Dragon Midoro Pyro. He's a grade 2 with auto rearguard circle. When placed, cost discard a card from your hand, look at 2 cards from the top of your deck, put 1 into your hand and 1 into the drop zone. This is a good way to get Shiryuki cards in the drop zone to activate skills to get her back, which will cause this card to have a nice plus. The last clan to go through is Shadow Paladin. They get the classic Gururu Bow. He's a grade 1 with auto rearguard circle. When it attacks Vanguard, this unit gets plus 2,000 power until the end of the battle for each grade of your Vanguard. Nothing too fancy, but goes up to K, which for a grade 1 is pretty big. To continue with the high beast, we have the grade 2 Soul Bow. The 9k power is a shame, but it has auto rearguard circle when placed from hand. If you have a Vanguard with Blaster in its card name, cost counterblast 1, set your deck for up to 1 Manibao, call it to rearguard circle, shuffle your deck, and this unit gets plus 5,000 power until the end of the turn. As it doesn't specify what grade your Vanguard needs to be, this is really nice early plussing, as you will likely want to ride Blaster Dark anyway. The card it speaks about, Manibao, is a grade 1 with continuous rearguard circle. If your unit was retired during your turn, this unit gets plus 5,000 power. This can increase quite rapidly with the Blaster Dragons. It also has auto rearguard circle. When it boosts Soul Bow, draw a card and discard a card from your hand. It is nice to have a way to fix your hand, especially as you can use this quite early on in the game. It will also help you to get the grade 3s in the right order. Very lastly, we have the grade 2 Mage of Refusal, Bregus. His skill is continuous rearguard circle. If you have more rearguards than your opponent cannot intercept. Not terrible and especially good against XL, but Shadows already have such useful grade 2s, so this will likely not see much play. And that's everything for this week. Be sure to check out next week when I'll be going through the cards shown throughout the next 7 days, which will probably see a VR or 2. And let me know your feelings on the new cards and the new playstyle of Dark Irregulars. So I hope to see you next time. Bye!